Hi, everyone. Welcome to the SWE Magazine. I'm Joie Gharrity. I'm content creator and the founder of SWE Superstar Women Entrepreneurs Magazine and of Joie G113. You know you're in the right place if you're here to learn how perfection is fundamentally flawed with CEO and founder of the BLEI, Kerstin Oleta. And so we're going to bring her up from the green room because we have a lot to get going. We have a lot to talk about today. Hi, sister. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I want to jump right in. I want
Yes.
to talk about your unique point of view on how perfection is fundamentally flawed.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and I think especially for women, we have been raised, we've been so integrated with the fact of, we have to show up perfect and there's all these things that we need to be doing just right. And we lose the picture of who we are and what our true gifts are that help to create an impact and up level all the different aspects that we can do with our business and for our business when we get stuck in that perfect picture, right?
Yeah, I
And
totally agree, right? It's not healthy.
no, it's not healthy. And it's also the fact of, when we're talking about on an energetic level, picture perfect is I like to say perfect is gross
Yeah.
because the problem is perfect is the lowest form of energy possible. We as humans, and I'm saying this as a master body and language strategist because I'm working with energy and how people show up with that all the time, is when we see something that's perfect, quote unquote, our human response is to go, well, don't touch it. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Like, just leave it alone. And so we try to keep it stuck in that perfect mode, which means it doesn't grow, it doesn't go anywhere. And as humans, we're meant to grow, we're meant to expand, we're meant to up level. So being in the mindset of perfect keeps us in a mindset of stagnant and keeps us from growing, keeps us from up leveling, and we miss opportunities because of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You say here in the article, in the entrepreneur world, the pursuit of perfection is often seen as a virtue.
Mhm.
However however, the notion is arguing that the quest can actually hinder us with
Yes.
perfection. It actually doesn't create a thriving business. I don't think it creates a thriving business either.
Absolutely not. No, no, because again, it's that growth factor. And I remember I was told this by a mentor back in my 20s who was a business owner and huge influence on my life. Is she said, if I'm doing business right now the way I was doing business a year ago, I'm not doing good business.
Right.
Right? Because I haven't up leveled, I haven't
Right.
honed in my craft. And
Yes.
even if it's a subtle difference, right? And you're not taking your business and magnetizing your business to the level it can grow to if you're trying to keep it stuck in one place, if you're trying to keep it perfect. Okay. Not
Yes.
saying you can't have perfect moments, just like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. But I really feel like putting the energy into excellence because
Yeah.
excellence can be now and still have room to grow. So
Yes.
that's part of why I put it in the business name of the Business Leadership Excellence Institute is because that's what we focus on in business is excellence and the growth factor and the momentum factor of, yes, let's be excellent now, but let's plan for a whole different look and whole different feel of excellence for the future.
I agree. I love this quote from you. Perfection is gross.
Gross. So gross.
I'd never heard it said that way. I've heard it lots of different ways in self-development world, but when you
Mhm.
said it like that, I was like, "Yes." Like that landed, right? It's just gross, it's ugly,
It's
there's nothing
straight up
fun
gross.
about it, there's nothing fun about it.
No. And think about it, let's get to the lady conversation of this. When we think about someone who's a woman who's perfect, another woman, what's out? Oh, she's perfect, right? We don't even look at each other well
Right.
when we actually do put the effort into being perfect. We're
Yeah.
not viewed well. We're not magnetized to. We're not pulled to that person. it encourages judgment. Not that I condone that, but it does. It brings that out in the human existence. So that's where I feel like it's just brings out gross on so many different levels when we can move to excellence, and excellence includes everybody. It's
Yeah.
very, very inclusive. Where gross perfection does not include anybody.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know any major star that has been branded perfect that's actually landed on their feet again, right?
Right.
Because with time, right,
Mhm.
physical, emotional, spiritual changes are just going to happen,
Yes.
right? And
Yes.
so I really think the perfectionism is just setting yourself up for actually the biggest failure
Yes. It's
and
so much
closing
pressure.
your doors if you have a
Mhm.
business out there. That's what I think.
Yes. The pressure that comes from perfect
Huge.
is not what we're built to deal with.
No,
It's not a growth factor. Yeah,
no.
it's destructive. It's very, very, and it becomes the more I would, if we're really digging into this, it becomes self-destructive
Well, I
in a
think I
big way.
actually think it's how society keeps us small. I think
Mm,
strategy
yeah,
actually, right? Start
yes.
feeding the perfection, right, early, particularly with women, right,
Yes.
and
Mhm,
keep us small, right?
mhm.
Because you're gonna hit that glass ceiling over and over and over again,
Yeah, and
right?
that doesn't feel good. Nothing
No, it's
about
not
that feels good.
fun. It's not
No,
fun, sister. None of it's fun. I wanna
no.
jump into your tip here. Your tip, is, kick perfection to the curb. Leverage your imperfection, transform, the flaws, and leverage those instead, and make those your strength.
Yes.
Let's talk about that because I think that's really deep, and there's just so much to uncover with that.
Well, this is where basically it's put all your cards on the table, right? Don't just try to show up perfect. Let's put all the cards on the table and see what's happening. And so this is part of what I teach is the what's working and what needs improvement
Yeah.
instead of what's wrong. When we're looking at all those things together, we have to remove perfection because it doesn't work in either one of those. So let's look at what's working and then use that as the foundation for now. Let's layer on top. Now that I know in my confidence level where I stand, now I can go after those things that have the quote unquote imperfections or the feel like the areas that I need to improve on or I'd like to grow in, or I really just want to shift. And that's where you can see, I feel like that's where we uncover that diamond, right?
Yeah.
We shine it up and we uncover that diamond of, man, I really didn't think I was good at this. Or now I know I need to connect with someone because I want to grow in this direction. Let me go find a team member who fits that space that I need. So now we're moving into collaboration. Now it's about what kind of culture are you creating? And that's where we get into abundance and create
Yeah.
those aspects in our lives.
Yeah, I think that it's impossible to build impact and legacy off of the back of perfection. I think
Yes,
it's impossible. I
that
do.
back will always break.
Yeah, and it will break you along the way. There's no doubt about that. No doubt
Yes.
about that, right? I wanna
Mhm.
move into your next tip here, and it is to, let's see. Oh, yes, here we go. Here we go. It is, kick perfection to the curb. Embrace the new unique journey. Acknowledge that your entrepreneur path is one of a kind. I think that is so brilliant, right? Because it gives us permission to say, "Wow, I'm doing a really great job because 'cause I'm one of a kind."
Right. Right.
Right?
And your experience is going to be one of a kind too. I just was saying this earlier of, we all want our business plan. I'm going to have this really great business plan. And that's something I work on with my clients in our BDTM certificate. And I let them know, okay, we're going to create this really, really great plan. Nothing's going to go according to the plan. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're going to create a foundation of this plan. And then we're going to ebb and weave through that particular aspect of what's the foundation of what's working. And then, what can we take to that next level? But embracing that fact of, the plan will work out better than you can ever imagine or plan for.
It's so true.
when you give it the space to
It's
do
so
that.
true.
Yes, but you got to have a starting point. You do have to have that starting point. So creating a plan is important because that's what gets the ball rolling. But understand, I always believe this deeply because I've experienced it. You can't be a lake as a business owner and any kind of business. You have to be a river. You have to flow and ebb with everything that comes along the way, but keep the flow going, right? Keep that momentum going. And that's the key part. If you're perfect, it's going to look perfect, but underneath the surface, it's going to become swampy. And then eventually it's going to become smelly, just like an old little pond does. And then it gets all grown over and not productive and not flourishing. We need energy and movement and keep that flow, because that's where you bring on really amazing experiences that now add to
Yeah.
what you can do. And
Yeah.
you learn more of what you can do, right?
Yeah.
Along the way, and opportunities are now abounding everywhere.
Yeah, it really is a layer. Like we're building layer on top of layer on top of layer,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's okay to have all those cracks.
Yeah.
Like that's the point why we're down here, right? Is to have
Mm-hmm.
to literally have a journey, right?
Yeah.
I love this quote of yours about imperfection is driving force behind innovation and the distinction in your entrepreneurial endeavors. So
Mm-hmm.
that starts becoming what you hang your hat on.
Yes.
And when I was younger, you could never told me failure was a positive. That would
Right.
never have worked with me.
Try to avoid it like everything.
I was like, "What?" And when people
What do you
say
mean?
fail upwards, I'm like, "No, that's
Right.
right."
That's crazy talk,
I'm
right?
like,
But it's the truth.
"Come on."
Yeah.
I was like, that's like that wisdom that, like, I'm like, "Y'all," like, right?
Come on now. Yeah.
Right. But however, it is true, right? It is
Mhm.
true. So, I had done digital magazine before. Actually, I was an agency and people would hire me to do
Oh.
digital magazines for them, right? And so I learned a lot along the way,
Oh, I'm sure.
right?
Oh, yeah. I can only imagine.
Right?
Yeah.
And so when I got the calling to do them again, I was like, "Okay." Like, I failed. Like, there was a lot of failures,
Mhm.
little ones, nothing that the marketplace would have picked up on, but just
Right.
me, I internally understood the process better now. I understand the ins and outs, right? And
Right.
so there was more confidence when I launched this, right?
Exactly. Well, and so that's how I like to look at it is each one of those lessons, right? As we like to call them, they're what build the strength and confidence in who you are and how you're showing up in your business and how your business grows. You're not going to get big old muscles without doing bicep curls,
It's
right?
true.
Each one of those lessons, it's a business bicep curl. You have to do business bicep curls in order to grow and in order to gain that strength and confidence in your business. So that's it. I just keep reminding myself and my clients, okay, that was a really great bicep curl.
Right.
Gained a lot of strength. Whoa, that was a big lift, but we got through it. We made it happen. And now we know how to be more efficient with the next bicep curl.
Yeah, and you're really opening doors for others to do the same, right?
Yes.
It's like that's why I feel it's so important that we openly share our failures out in the
Yes.
marketplace, which you talk about this in your article too.
Yes.
How important that is, right? Because we're opening so people know that they're not alone. People know it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Pick yourself back up again. And sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes
Yeah.
it takes a minute. We're human. We're human, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's okay, learning this through the multiple businesses that I've had, it's so important to figure out your no.
Yes.
Because you can keep banging your head against the wall over and over. If you don't figure out that's a no.
Right?
And that's a huge waste of energy. That's so depleting. It makes it so hard. That's when we get into that place like, this is so hard. Well, why are you still moving towards your no?
Right.
Right. So
Right.
we need it to get clarity on the no, you've got to have some experience with it. Right. That's that bicep curl. But the nice thing is that that keeps honing us back to, really getting into that sweet spot that knows like, nope, okay, not that way. Okay. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Go back.
It's true.
And we just
It's
keep
true.
honing in until we get to that diamond, keep just, shining that up. And that's when it gets brilliant.
Yes.
That's when we hit that higher level of excellence, is letting that do that honing.
Yeah.
So good.
It's so true. It's so true. So share with us again my favorite quote about perfection.
Perfection is gross. Perfect is gross.
I love it. I love
Straight
it. I love
up
it.
gross.
Thank you. I so appreciate you. Thank you for joining me today on the SWE Magazine Live. I so appreciate you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you,
Thank you. Thank
sister.
you.
And and awesome, everyone. And I have your contact information, so you
Thank
make sure
you.
you reach out because she'll reach right back. I know she will.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna drop you down into the green room. Go grab yourself a mocktail.
Okay.
It's just great. Do you not love that perfection is gross? Like that's like a game changer. Say that to yourself every day when you wake up. Just say it every day when you wake up because it just makes it so much easier to actually go for your dreams, right? Because if it's always perfect, you're probably not going to want to do it. So until next time, I'm Joie Gharrity. I'm the founder of SWE Magazine, also SWE Media Network, and Joie G113. And you can reach out to me on all the social media networks out there, and I'll reach right back. Until next time, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.